Hello guys, welcome to Net Experts. My name is Sudhanshu Kapoor. In this session, we'll talk about SQL Server databases. What are the databases in SQL Server and all that. Okay, so let's start the session, guys. So we'll talk about the databases. So if you talk about the databases, so we have two categories of databases in SQL Server. One is the user-defined databases, which we create by user. Like in the previous session, we'll see how to create the databases with the SA account. Okay, SQL Server authentication account, or by the admin user, which I created at the time of installation. So if your user is create a database manually, that kind of database is known as the user defined databases. Okay, fine. So like if I log in with my admin, okay, and I can create I can create the databases already. Okay, so if I'll showing you, so you can say that like in the database, once I click on the databases, we have the user defined databases. These are the user defined databases: database 1, DB1, DB2. So we already created these databases are already created by myself. Okay, by the user. It's admin user or some other user. Okay, fine. So this is called a user defined databases. And when we have a system databases, we'll talk about the system databases first. So we'll talk about the system databases. We have actually five types of databases. We talk about the types of system databases in SQL Server 2019. So we have five types. Number one is master database. Now master database is what is do it records all the system level information for SQL Server, like logon accounts. Logon account means when I'm going to create the logins, new logins for new users. Okay, so it contains my master database, endpoints and system configuration. Whatever I can configure in the SQL Server, it maintains by master database. Master is the database that records the other databases locations in SQL Server. So if you have a multiple databases in my SQL Server, so master database is maintained or contain, you can say that, all the different other databases locations also. The last thing we have, SQL Server contains cannot start if the master database is not available. It means that if your master database is not available in the SQL Server, the SQL Server is not able to start. So remember these 3 points about a master database. So in this session, I'll give you the overview only. We'll read about databases in the depth also in the upcoming sessions. Now, model database is used as the template for all the databases created on an instance of SQL Server. So it means that when I'm going to create the database, okay, so you can see the structure of database, which is predefined already in the model database. So once I'm going to create the database, model database template, it automatically created. Okay, with the help of model database template, we able to create the new databases. The entire content of the database, including database options, are copied to the new database. So it copied complete contents and complete template of model database when I'm going to create the new database. Now, next we have a MSDB database. It is used by SQL Server Agent for scheduling alerts and jobs. So we'll discuss already about the services SQL Server Agent in the previous sessions. Okay, in the previous lectures. So SQL Server Agent is used for scheduling alerts and jobs. So if SQL Server needs to run, okay, so we need MSDB database to schedule the alerts and schedule the jobs. TempDB database, it is used to all users connected to the instance of SQL Server or connected to the SQL database. So if my some users want to access a particular database, or if some user want to connect to a particular database, so in the background TempDB database is working. Okay, so if any user want to access the database, so temp database is there to connect the user to the SQL Server instance or SQL Server database. Resource database, it is a read-only database that contains all the system objects that are included with the SQL Server. So it's a read-only database. Okay, we're not able to write anything in the resource database, but it contains all the system objects. So these are the five types of system database which is automatically created once we installed SQL Server 2019. It's not only in 19. If you have a 16 or other earlier, if you have a 12, 16 or other earlier versions of SQL servers, okay, so you can saw these databases over there also. Okay, so these are the five databases which is automatically created once I install the SQL Server. Now let's see how we can create the database with the Management Studio. Okay, so we have so many options are there, but in the previous session we already see that how we can create database with the help of PowerShell, with the help of CMD. But Today we'll see the practical that how we can create the database with the help of Management Studio. So over there we have so many databases, so many options are there. So we need to see over there. So let's open the database. So like you can see that this is my SQL Management Server Studio. I log in with my admin account. Okay, and you can see that if once I expand this database option, we have a user defined database also is there, which is which is created in the previous session. Okay, with the help of command prompt and C and PowerShell. Now, if I see the system databases, if you expand there, so we have see the four databases: master, model, MSDB, and temp. We're not able to see the resource databases or in the system. It's not shown by default. Okay, so we can see resource databases also. I'll tell you in the upcoming lectures how we can access resource database also. So we have four types of database. This shows me master, model, MSDB, and tempdb. Okay, now if I want to create the database, just right click on there. Okay, we have the option new database option is there. Just click on a database option and you have the new database option is there. Just click on new database. Okay, and you have the options over there. Now you can see that. See, we have so many options are there. Okay, so once they ask me that the database name, so the database name is, imagine I go for db3 this time. My database name is db3. Okay, and now they ask me the honor. Now we can define the honor as well. Like imagine we have one user, like imagine my username is user1. I want that user1 is able to manage this database db3. So I can define over there. I can browse over there. Okay, and click on browse over there again. And in the logins we need to select the user. Like imagine over there we have a user1. So I want that user1 is able to be able to manage this database. User1 is the owner of this database now. So you can see that user1 is the owner of the database now. Okay, and you can see that we have two files which is automatically created. One is db3.mdb, the database file, and one is db3.log.dlf file. Okay, which the two files automatically created, and these two files are saved in by default location: C program files, Microsoft SQL Server. Okay, we can change the location as well as per the requirement. Okay, now it's occupy already 88 MB size. You can say that 88 MB size for running this files. Okay, so it needs 88 MB for running by default. Okay, so we can see that we can create the database now. Now I click on options over there. Once I click on options over there, so we have so many things are there. You can say we have a collation option is there, recovery model is there. Okay, if you want to recover your database. Okay, so how you can recover your database, you can say that full backup logged or simple. So if you want to take the full backup, you want to take the simple backup. What backup you want to go for that? The compatibility level of this database. Okay, where this database run only in server SQL Server 2019, or we have the other SQL servers also. Like you want that I want to compatible this I want to run this database in SQL Server 2016 or 17 also. So we can choose the compatibility level also. Okay, we'll talk about what is containment type. Okay, we'll talk about in the upcoming lectures what is containment type and what is collation. Okay, now after that we have so many other options are there. You can say that we have so many other options are there. So we need to configure all these options in my upcoming lectures. Not to worry, we can discuss all these options in briefly. Okay, but right now we need to understand this recovery model and compatibility level. So compatibility level means you can compatible this database with the previous versions also. Okay, if you want. Now next we have a file groups. So file groups, you can say that we can add the file groups over there. Okay, as we can say that, and we can allow the files which we create in the database. Okay, you need to add some files. You need to add like you can say that in the journal tab. You can say that in the journal tab we have this shows me the auto growth option is there. Okay, so auto growth means if your database is large, going larger day by day, so automatically take the memory. Okay, so by default it's 64 MB. Okay, and it goes to unlimited, as you can say that. We can set to unlimited also. Okay, so by default it's unlimited. Okay, and it's already set to unlimited, as you can see that. Okay, so you can say that you can define over there also. If you don't want to default, you want to go for default one. Okay, you can create your own files over there. Okay, and you can define the things like this. Okay, so this is what we have. So I can remove it. I don't want to go for that like those. I'm just using right now default over there. Okay, so over there you can say that. So in the options we have three options over there. One is journal tab. In journal you can define the database name and the owner name. In the options you have so many options are there, and like recovery model, compatibility level, and others. And we have a file groups option is there. Okay, so this is the option we have. It once you did everything, just simple click on OK on the down, and you can see that it's going to create the database. You can see the database is created, and database it shows you In the database folder, it shows you db3 is also created, like this. Okay, so this is the way how we can create the database with the help of SQL Server Management Studio. Okay, so that's it for the session, guys. Hope you're able to understand this session. Please like and share this video with your friends. Please like the video also, and please subscribe the channel for more technical videos. Thank you very much, guys, for watching.